Speaking section directions. The speaking section measures your ability to speak in English about a variety of topics. There are 6 questions in this section. Questions 1 and 2 are independent tasks in which you will speak about familiar topics. Your responses will be scored on your ability to speak clearly and coherently about the topics. Questions 3 and 4 are integrated speaking tasks. You will read a passage, listen to a conversation or lecture, and then speak in response to a question about what you have read and heard. You will need to combine relevant information from the 2 sources to answer the question completely. Your responses will be scored on your ability to speak clearly and coherently and on your ability to accurately convey information about what you read and heard. Questions 5 and 6 are integrated speaking tasks. You will listen to part of a conversation or lecture and then speak in response to a question about what you have heard. Your responses will be scored on your ability to speak clearly and coherently and on your ability to accurately convey information about what you heard. You will hear each conversation and lecture only one time. You may take notes while you listen. You may use your notes to help you answer the questions.
Number 1. In this question, you will be asked to talk about a familiar topic. After you hear the question, you will have 15 seconds to prepare your response and 45 seconds to speak. About a time when a friend or family member helped you in the past. Describe how the person helped you, then explain why this was important to you.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
Number 2. In this question, you will be asked to give your opinion about a familiar topic. After you hear the question, you will have 15 seconds to prepare your response and 45 seconds to speak. Some people enjoy taking risks and trying new things. Others are not adventurous. They are cautious and prefer to avoid danger. Which behavior do you think is better? Explain why.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
Number 3. In this question, you will read a short passage about a campus situation and then listen to a talk on the same topic. You will then answer a question using information from both the reading passage and the talk. After the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. City University plans to begin playing music over loudspeakers in the campus cafeterias. You will have 50 seconds to read an article from the campus newspaper about the plan. Begin reading now. Now listen to two students discussing the university's plan.
This article? Are they serious?
Yeah, I think so. Why?
Well, first of all, a lot of kids aren't looking for a relaxing break at lunchtime. They like to study while they eat, especially if they have exams coming up or some assignment they have to get done.
Yeah, that's true.
And now they won't be able to concentrate. This is going to be very distracting.
Okay. Yeah, I see your point.
And second, most students don't like classical music.
It's certainly not what I listen to.
So are people going to stop listening to their own music?
No.
I think people are going to be even more likely to bring their MP3 player, to play their own music and block out the classical stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The man expresses his opinion of the university's plan. State his opinion and explain the reasons he gives for holding that opinion.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
Number 4. In this question, you will read a short passage on an academic subject and then listen to a talk on the same topic. You will then answer a question using information from both the reading passage and the talk. After the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Read a passage about revealing coloration from a biology textbook. You have 45 seconds to read the passage. Begin reading now. Now listen to part of a lecture from a biology class.
There's a large tropical insect called the peanut bug. Yes, like the peanuts that you eat. And the peanut bug's front wings are colored so that they blend in with their surroundings. But its back wings, which are usually closed and hidden, have these bright, colorful spots on them. And when the peanut bug's attacked, it suddenly opens its back wings, and out pop these big, bright colors. And that surprises the predator and gives the peanut bug a chance to get away. And then you have a butterfly called the morpho butterfly. And parts of the morpho butterfly's wings are very shiny. They reflect a lot of sunlight. When this butterfly is resting, this shiny part of its wings is hidden. Now, morpho butterflies are often attacked by birds. So when a bird approaches, the morpho flies away. And when the morpho flaps its wings, all the bird can see are flashes of light reflected from the morpho's wings. Those flashes of light make it very difficult for the bird to follow the morpho, and the morpho is usually able to get away.
Using the examples of the peanut bug and the morpho butterfly, explain the concept of revealing coloration.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
Number 5. In this question, you will listen to a conversation. You will then be asked to talk about the information in the conversation and to give your opinion about the ideas presented. After you hear the question, you will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Listen to a conversation between two students.
Hey, Steve. Are you ready for classes to start?
Not really. There's still a big conflict in my course schedule.
What's wrong?
This is my last semester, and I've still got 2 required courses left to take in order to finish my literature degree.
Okay.
I have to take both History of the Novel and Shakespeare, or I can't graduate. Problem is, the 2 courses meet at the same time.
Uh-oh. What are you going to do?
Well, I talked to the professor who's going to teach Shakespeare. He said I could do an independent study to fulfill that requirement.
How would that work?
I'd read the assigned texts on my own, do all the same assignments, and meet with him when I need to, if I have any questions.
Well, that sounds like a good way to fulfill the requirement.
Yeah, plus, it'd be nice to have one-on-one discussions with the professor. It's just that, well, working on my own like that, I'm kind of concerned I won't be able to motivate myself to get the work done on time. It's easy to put things off when it's not an actual class, you know?
Yeah. Are there other options?
Yeah. I found out that the Shakespeare class is being offered at another university about a half an hour from here. That university has a really great literature program, and our university will accept their credits, so...
That's an idea.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be a good class, and it'd fulfill the requirement. Only thing is, I'd have to drive a half an hour to get to the class and a half an hour to come back, 3 times a week. That's a lot of time and gas money.
Briefly summarize the problem the speakers are discussing. Then state which solution you would recommend. Explain the reasons for your recommendation.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
Number 6. In this question, you will listen to a short lecture. You will then be asked to summarize important information from the lecture. After you hear the question, you will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Now listen to part of a lecture in a business class.
Today we'll talk about how companies determine the initial price for their products. By that I mean when they first introduce a product in the market. There are different approaches, and today we'll discuss 2 of them. They are quite different, each with their own advantages. One approach, or strategy, sets the initial price of the product high, followed by a lower price at a later stage. Why? Well, when introducing a new product, companies want to build a high-quality image for it. Products that cost more are believed to be of higher quality. So, during the early stages of the product life cycle, companies can make very high profits from consumers willing to pay more for a high-quality product, and although consumers know that prices will eventually go down, they are also willing to pay more to get the product sooner. This approach works very well with innovative high-tech products, for example. Now just think about when video recorders or video cameras or even cell phones first came out. They were very expensive, but then they became much more accessible. Another very common strategy sets an initial price low. Now this happens when the market is already saturated with the product, and the strategy is to undercut its competitors. Say there's a newly starting computer maker trying to gain market share. So what do? Well, they offer a computer at an affordable price, lower than existing brands. By doing this, the company appeals to new consumers who weren't probably even interested in getting a computer, and, well, of course, to existing consumers who might now be tempted to switch brands. Now, how does this company make profits with its low-priced computer? Well, one thing that's often done is to encourage their customers to buy accessories also manufactured by them, like printers or software, for example.
Using the points and examples from the lecture, explain the 2 pricing strategies described by the professor.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.